Okay, there we go. Now we have it. Yeah, the first, hour of this episode is just fucked.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 15 hit points recovered.
Sick.
Um, yeah. I'm glad I looked at that mixer.
Yeah.
Uh, at least, it only took an hour. I don't know why it was off, but hey, whatever. Anyway, so you guys going up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Uh, Laffy, you climb up, you
Well, I mean,
push.
does everyone else agree to that decision? I don't want to just make a party-wide decision. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, Mist was asking if they need to prepare anything
oh, right.
for going into a fucking war zone.
Fluffy looks down at Bran and is like, Bran, you alright?
I mean, I'm in a sewer. Suppose I
Yeah.
can better.
I don't think we're going anywhere better.
Probably not. At least it won't be as smelly, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Fluffy climbs out of the sewer.
Mist. She's like, does anyone want invisibility?
We should save that.
Well, I mean, I'm not that stealthy, so I need something.
I mean, both of us can use the invisibility spell, so.
Yeah,
like
that's
it.
true.
Well, if you trust me, just doing what I was doing before, then fine. Whatever.
Well, if you want to use invisibility, fine, says Laffy from the top of the manhole.
Yeah. Miss decides she's gonna do the thing. She knows it might be dispelled, but fuck it. She casts invisibility on herself. She's using the robes, so yeah. She
Okay.
just is gone.
Yeah. With a brief incantation that sounds a lot like Alakazam, Alakazoo. I want to
Jesus.
disappear.
Wow.
Yeah. Miss just
I
sort
tell
of.
myself that every day.
Yeah, I know. Miss just sort of fades from sight. So you guys all going up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
we're going up.
Ren reluctantly follows, but follows nonetheless. And I wish I could find an image for this, but I couldn't, so you're just gonna have to deal.
Oh,
You
no.
couldn't find an image of a flaming town?
It's not what I wanted it to be.
Oh my god.
Listen, there was a specific look I was going for.
Jesus.
So you just get this. So you guys head up, and there are very few buildings actually on fire around you. And when you guys pop up, you pop up like next to a well, and you're not really sure where the well would go, but you're in the Mage District, so it's better not to question it. And you're off to the side. You're not really coming up in the middle of a street. And looking up, you do see fireballs and, again, just various projectile-based spells falling from the sky, arcing up from what looks like the eastern end of the district, where you guys have typically come in. And more from welcome back. More from the center, you see the counter spells and stuff going up. And there are not as many buildings on fire or anything as you'd expect, but you do see spells, fireballs in particular, hitting buildings and just kind of falling off and just dispersing. Like they're covered in some sort of shield, which they are. And above you, stare up and you see what looks to be this weird shimmering purple colored dome that isn't that different from the sky above you, but looking up and just it catches your eye when it wavers a little bit when a stray spell hits it and just disperses.
So I'm
Luffy
guessing
is
that-
immediately. Oh, Luffy's immediately gonna go for cover. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all. I'd imagine they'd all be running for fucking cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys sprint over immediately, and what kind of cover are you looking for? Like a cover that would cover you from above, or in front of you, or like from one side? Or just whatever you can find.
Whatever she can find.
Okay. Yeah, you crouch behind some crates that are stacked fairly high. Uh, and you guys all crouch down behind there. And as you do so, you hear these booming words that seem to come from the sky itself that just says, "Find it."
Mm,
Okay, so we've made a colossal mistake in coming here.
A bit
You
late for
know-
regrets now.
well, they won't be able to find it unless they find me.
Yeah, but if you die, you don't. We
Let's not
should've
let's not
just-
think about that.
We should have just destroyed it. Well,
I mean, we can destroy it right now.
Do you think it's that simple? I have a question. Would Miss know if there's any like backlash to destroying scrolls?
I mean,
It
yeah,
seems like if you
destroying
just fuck up magical artifacts.
Yeah,
you
destroying the
might,
scroll
yeah.
has a pretty terrible effect that depends on the spell. Like, if you try to destroy a fireball, you're probably gonna get a fireball to the face. If you try and destroy, like,
Yeah.
invisibility, the ground beneath the scroll is gonna turn invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This, like, this is very powerful, and if we try to destroy it,
I'm
like,
just saying maybe it
destroy
would
this
be.
entire place.
But would that be better than him having it?
Okay, I mean this entire place, like a whole part of Sigil,
I'm just
if not
saying that
more.
this place is already kind of fucked. Like, just consider the option.
Perhaps we could go to the Lady of Pain, have her destroy it. I don't know.
No, right? We can't do that right now. Anyway, let's.
Speaking of the
Eh.
Lady of Pain, where the bloody hell is she and the cops?
They couldn't get in here. Remember?
So as you guys are talking, actually, the sound of combat or fighting comes from like a block away. You guys are like in a little side alley, and about like 200 feet away, you hear the sound of combat. It sounds like metal getting hit with like spells and metal hitting metal. It does not sound like. It sounds like fighters fighting mages of some sort.
Luffy is like, okay, do we want to help those people out, or do we want to try to find the greater problem here? Because we got two options.
I'm pretty sure we want to deal with the greater, overarching issue. Considering that's what we
Right.
came here to do.
With the big angry
Yeah.
thing screaming off in the distance.
Yeah.
Can. What do I.
You whine, Ether whines, everybody whines. No one's
I
happy.
feel ether right now. Is there. Oh, can Luffy, like, try to see if she can fucking spot a big old angry demon? Hear one in the distance?
I mean, you can hear the find it thing, and that's about it, but you hear the sound of, like, heavy footfalls coming from the city around you, muttered castings that don't sound like they're coming from a human tongue.
Can she try to. I don't want to, but can she try to follow it?
I mean, yes.
What do I have to roll for that?
First, I need you to roll stealth again.
Oh. Oh, a natural 20.
There
Okay,
you go.
cool. Yeah, so you come out from behind your cover, and you crouch real low to the ground, and you again, like, coming from out of the alleyway off to the side, you do hear the sound of combat. But you start to edge out just to get a look around. So you're trying to follow it how? Like, on foot? Or, like, with your ears? Like, are you actually trying to find the source of the noise, or are you just, like, trying to pay
You're
attention?
I see.
Yeah, she's trying to find the source of the noise. Like, she's not gonna go run up right to it, but, like, she's trying to find him.
Okay. 1 second. Okay, so you don't see anything around you right now because the buildings are too high and you're kind of in an enclosed space. There's a hole where like the fireball had come through, but you can't really see anything but the sky. Um, and then you walk out, staying quiet and stealthy. Um, and you pop out of the alleyway, and immediately the sound is coming from above you. And you see
Oh.
this.
Oh shit!
Oh no! That's
Seriously?
not what I want to see at all!
Oh my
You see this giant demonic form that you can barely comprehend it. You've never seen anything like this before, and it is towering, and you have no. It's not coming from Sigil. Like, giving it a look out, it's coming from the space between the outer ring and the inner ring. Like, it's blocking the inner ring from sight. And its bright orange burning eyes are just staring down at this district. And it is bellowing, "Find it!"
Are the skulls there too?
No. Not yet, at least.
Not yet. Oh my god.
Those will be hours in a bit.
Luffy just stops and she just looks at the sky like she was going and she just comes to a cold fucking stop. She has nothing smart to say. Her eyes are just on the sky.
Ren like bumps into her because she wasn't expecting like such a sudden stop, and then she's about to quip at Lotfi, but she looks at her face and then she follows her gaze and she does like the dead stop and like stares.
Bran just sort of like walks up to them, like also with his eyes like on this thing, and he's just kind of like he doesn't really have like a readable look on his face, and then he says, "I think we might be in over our heads here."
Yeah, Mist. They're out of hiding, right?
Yeah. I mean, you guys are still kind of packed into the alleyway, but the edge of it.
Mist stays hiding, and since no one's going anywhere, they're just staring. Mist sends Vathan over to look, and yeah, Vathan's staring.
Vathan stares, open-beaked.
Yeah.
Oh god!
And Mist sees this, and she's just like, you think we should hide instead?
There's no way we can beat that.
Whatever that is,
Huge.
I recommend we don't get its attention.
So
We've
and,
got to.
and Ren backs into the alley and she's dragging Laffy and Brand with her.
Luffy,
and she
she's dragged,
she
is like,
looks-
we gotta close the portal. We gotta close
She
whatever
looks
that's coming out
Dead
of.
at Mist. She looks dead at Mist and she's like, so what's it gonna take to activate that scroll to get rid of him?
A lot.
How much of a lot are we talking about?
I can't tell you exactly what sort of price it will have on the person that does this.
Alright, so we're
But
mostly all
I-
casters. Can we divide the price amongst us?
No, it doesn't work like that, I don't think.
Can Luffy search through the annals of her mind to figure out whether or not it works like that?
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check.
Cool. That's what I'm gonna do.
Ren's also gonna make an Arcana check. Just
Okay, yeah.
for giggles,
Yeah, both of you do that.
23.
to prove Miss wrong.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, no. It's gonna happen.
Lavi, in your head, you hear very clearly Lacial's voice. That's not how magic works!
Yeah, yeah.
Luffy is like, that's not how magic works.
I know.
And Ren, you're just kind of like, oh yeah, that's not how magic works.
Jesus.
Oh
I
my
mean-
god.
I'm the only one who's really studied this. I could attempt it if you're willing to sacrifice me.
Laffy, or Bran, make a perception check with advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
Thank God.
In your curiosity, because this is just a total unknown to you, like this has not happened in the history of Sigil as far as you know, you peek out again, and you follow the giant entity's shape, and you notice that it cuts off like around its stomach, and there's this burning portal or burning hole in space around it where it's seemingly standing out of.
Bran looks at it. He looks back at the rest of them with a straight face. He's coming out of a portal. We need to close it.
That's what I said.
that's yeah. All right.
I don't know how we close it though. I mean, I guess we could use the scroll as a last-ditch effort, but when have we ever closed a portal before?
Where's the bloody master of portals? Isn't it? Isn't his? This is sort of his expertise, isn't it?
I would think so. I'm not entirely sure what doing anything about it.
So here's my theory. If anyone wants to hear my theory.
Go
I
ahead.
want to hear your theory.
So my theory under why this is actually happening and being allowed to happen is that something's happened to the Lady of Pain to prevent her influence.
Shit.
Or to, subvert it somehow. So perhaps the other leaders of Sigil won't actually be able to interfere either. Otherwise, I imagine this wouldn't have been allowed to happen in the first place.
That's really bad.
Yes, that's more way over our heads. If those entities can't do anything about the place that they are meant to protect, what are we going to do about it?
Ren literally just makes that noise and shrugs and walks and starts pacing up and down the alley.
Luffy is like, so
We could.
we gotta close the portal. We can agree on that.
Yes.
How do we do
So
that?
the portal
all
has
right.
to have an anchor place. It has to have an anchor. So if we destroy an anchor,
Mist is.
maybe it'll bisect him and we'll have,
Luffy is gonna look to Bran because Bran's the one from Sigil and is like, does that sound right?
Honestly, I don't even know what to think anymore.
Actually, Bran, make an Arcana check real quick.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, you're not really sure what to make of all of this, but a second later, you do remember the fact that portals in Sigil don't just open anywhere. They always open in a spot, with like a gate around them. Ren mentioning an anchor triggers that memory in you. You're just like, oh yeah, it's the city of doors. There has to be a door. Or a doorway, rather.
Yeah, Mist is just like, well, one way or another, I guess if we're going to destroy the portal, we'd have to get closer to that.
Well, yeah.
This thing feels
This
like it's on the
problem-
level of will light you on fire if you come within 100 feet of it.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
Just for scale, this thing is big. It towers over the district to the point where, again, it's blocking your vision of the center ring. Or inner ring, rather.
I mean, what are our options here?
Well, you know what they say. It takes a village to kill two birds with one stone. Let's go.
Um,
What,
let's go to do what? Just get closer and then burn up.
I
Uh,
don't think that we're gonna burn up.
It's about now that a fellow in flowing blue robes stumbles right into you, Laffy. Just
Oh my
boom.
god.
Luffy's like, and
Red,
she's reactively going to slap him.
Oh my god!
All right, make an attack roll.
21.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you get pushed back, and then you reach out and just crack him across the face. You have to reach. Not as high as you think, actually. Only.
Like Luffy connects with his face, Bran is gonna use that like moment to just tackle the dude to the ground.
Okay, so the poor dude that you've not even gotten a good look at yet, Laffy. You don't have to reach terribly high to hit him in the face. Like only like a handful of inches. Where you're used to like having to reach up like a foot at least. You
This
just
is gonna
crack
be a
him.
good guy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
fucking
You
slap him.
you crack him across the face, and he leans back and and then Bran, you just fucking tackle him.
And when Bran tackles him to the ground, Ren is on the other side, like holding a dagger to his neck, just you know.
Okay.
Nathan
So yeah,
just kinda hops up
this-
and looks
this poor dude just got slapped, tackled, and he's laying on the ground. And Ren, you're just like above him with your dagger, just poised to murder him.
Yeah.
at him.
And you stop and you get a look at him. And it's a kid that looks to be about 16. Like a dark brown skin, dark black hair, wide eyes. There's fear in them. And he's just, what? Why?
Luffy is like, oh no, he is a baby.
Oh my god. Ren kind of squints, and then she slowly removes the dagger.
Yeah, Bran gets off of him.
Luffy offers to help him up.
Hold on. I have to roll for crying. Oh yeah, this kid, he is, Laffy, you reach down and help him up, and he takes her hand and just starts bawling. Just,
Luffy digitations off her sleeve and like she wipes at his face and she's like, oh no tears.
I got hit 3 times after trying to run away because my master told me to go and find help. And just, this is the worst day ever.
And she like pats him on the arm and she's like, your master told you to find help? Where is he?
He points behind him just vaguely.
She's like, okay, alright. Everything is very scary. But we're going to need you to be brave and perhaps lead us to your master. Says Luffy, whose bleeding heart has to help this poor boy.
Ren has like her face in her hands, and she's pinching the bridge of her nose, like, oh.
Well, we're in this now.
And he's calming down, and his face is a mess. His nose is running. He's got a bloody lip.
Mist says with telepathy to the other, to basically the others, she's just like, ask who his master is
Luffy
and
is
how
like,
we can help.
Luffy is like, who's your master? How can we help?
My master, he's Magister Andro.
That sounds important.
He's the leader of the Mage Union. Who are you?
Luffy turns to the others and she's like, we need to get in on this right now.
Yeah.
She doesn't say that, but that's like the look.
Yeah.
Ren continues, like, looks up from pinching the bridge of her nose, and she's just like, she looks like she does not like this idea, but she understands it.
Well,
Yeah.
I suppose it's better than sitting in an alley trying to decide how we're going to kill a 17,000-foot tall demon wolf.
Yeah, and we need all the help we can get. Does anyone have a hanky for this kid?
No.
He's crying anew.
Miss.
Ren pulls out something from her pocket, goes to hand it over, pauses, prestidigitations it, and then hands it over.
He takes it and just makes a goddamn mess of it.
Jesus.
Fluffy tries to urge Saint closer to him. She's like, Saint can deal.
Saint is giving all of you a doggy glare, and just moving forward to comfort this poor child.
Bathan's just on the ground looking up.
And when Saint gets near, he reaches out and like instinctively pets Saint, and then looks at you guys and who are you?
Never mind. That's not
No,
important.
no.
Yeah, it's not really important.
It is.
Look, how about this? This is not a good place to talk about it.
Yeah, we should go to your master immediately.
Huh. Okay. Follow me, I guess. And stay close.
I'll make sure of it.
He gets out of the alleyway, and you guys step out to follow him. And he's holding his robes above his ankles, so he can run a little bit.
Miss
And
knows these feelings.
You guys look
Ren has
behind.
a look on her face like, oh.
You guys look behind you, and you see that there is indeed like combat going on in the streets. There are what look to be mages wearing like leather armor, with a staff in one hand and a sword in the other, fighting off demons and fleshy masses of abominations. And they're keeping them back. And there are spells flying, and again, you look up and there's more of these fireballs raining down. And now that you know what the source is, you see that the demon lord has these like portals opening up around him that are just occasionally like they open, shoot a fireball, close, open, shoot a fireball, close. And a lot of them are hitting the outer dome, the shell that has been put up around the district. And that's all they look to be doing for now. And he's still bellowing out, "Find it!" every so often. And you guys
She's
keep...
being so protective of this kid as they're running, by the way. She's like pulling him into corners and stuff as they go.
Okay, yeah, you have to duck into alleyways occasionally because there are those green-spined devils running past you. Those like tiny, fleshy, groaning masses. These creatures wrapped in chains that whip about them constantly. And just you see like demons, basically demons and devils, and fighting against mages of all sorts. You see what look like they might be elves, but they're taller than an elf might be. You see what look like might be fairies, even fighting off some of these demons, and everything seems to be at a stalemate. And every once in a while, you guys peek out, and a spell goes whizzing by. And by and large, this is magical combat. There are very few people engaging in close range melee combat. Occasionally, it's those people with swords, but even those, they seem to be using their swords as channels for different sorts of spells, even. And it takes you guys the better part of an hour to actually get where the boy is taking you. And the whole time he is quiet and clearly just terrified, and Laffy, you staying close does not seem to help him much. And there are a few close calls where you all have to Scooby-Doo it up and stick behind a corner, like push yourselves up against the walls and just hope. But eventually you guys come to what looks like a cellar door, and the boy turns around and this is it. This is the entrance. Who are you?
Well, you go first. Okay, I'm Laffy. Hi.
Uh-huh.
Was that all you wanted to know, or should the rest of us introduce ourselves?
I don't know. And with that, he opens the cellar door and just runs under. And
Yeah,
there's the
who we
sound
are
of
isn't
like,
important.
yeah, there are the sound of like his steps echoing against wood, and when he opens it, there you do hear the sound of like people talking.
Coffee drops in.
Okay, does everyone
Yep.
follow?
Yeah, Mist.
Ren stays out just to make sure they weren't followed, and then eventually goes in.
Okay, yeah, you guys weren't followed as far as you can tell, and you can tell you're good at knowing when you're being followed, considering you follow a lot. But you know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
you get down, you go downstairs, and it's a rather short distance, and immediately upon entering, uh, excuse me, the area, the first thing that hits you is the smell, and it smells like uh, earthy herbs and like rosemary, incense, the sort of thing that would be used in a ritual sort of casting.
Ren
You,
crinkles her nose and is like,
Mist says telepathy, excuse you.
uh, and Mist, without realizing it, you like after doing excuse you thing, you look down and your invisibility spell's gone.
Yep.
It had just seemingly been stripped away without you noticing.
Yeah,
But
Mist
you're
is
intact.
Yeah, okay. Mist is going to passively look around for. She keeps using Eldritch Sight, even though everything's probably gonna blind the fuck out of her. But she's trying to discern if there was like a dispel thing around here. Is there like some sort of barrier or ward?
Okay, when you use Eldritch Sight, typically as Warlock, you have to some degree, you're borrowing your power from whatever entity you're in a pact with, and you typically do, you don't hear its voice, but you understand that it is loaning you this power, and
Yeah.
its voice seems distant this time.
Oh.
But your Eldritch Sight does kick in, but it takes like a solid few seconds longer than it normally would.
Mist immediately, like, everyone can see Mist now, just, yeah, but she immediately looks kind of disturbed. As she's looking around, she doesn't like it.
Ren looks at Mist, realizes that she's visible, and is like, well, at least it's not anti-magic.
No, but we're somewhere else, I think. I don't think
like
we are where we were
dimension?
before. Perhaps. Mist, can she discern anything by using Eldritch Sight?
No,
When it actually works?
nothing that you don't already know or think you know.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing unusual ish. Ish is the operative term there, but yeah. Um, so as you guys head down, you do hear the muttering of various languages. Not all of them you understand. Most of them are in Common or the universally accepted version of Common, because that is what the word Common means. And you guys move forward, and there are these long tables with various people, various races. Some are Genasi, some are human. Just various races. There are a few of those frog people that you've seen but know nothing about. Um, they're weird. They smell kind of slimy.
Jesus.
Yeah, they smell like a pond. And none of them really look up at you. And at the far end of the room, there's a circular table with a group of older-looking individuals crouched over, speaking over this, like, I forget what it's called, incensory. It is pungent smelling, and there's a significant amount of smoke billowing forth from this thing that they're standing around and speaking to one another. And the boy in blue robes is running up to one of those individuals, a tall, dark-skinned man, tugging on one of his sleeves and pointing back at you guys. And you see the tall, dark-skinned man pat the boy on the shoulder, nod. Someone vibrator going off?
Wow.
No, it's my phone.
I
Oh.
mean, yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's the first
jeez.
thing you go to. All right.
Yeah.
Who
I mean-
puts their phone on ring?
Right. Um.
Nobody look at me for my like well-timed
Yeah.
ringtone.
Yeah.
I didn't say a thing.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So the tall, dark-skinned man walks over to you, and flashes you this bright, white, toothy smile, and hello, friends. I hear you abused my apprentice.
I'm sorry for hitting your boy.
I mean,
Look, have you seen the? No, you probably haven't actually walked
you look
out
at the
there.
sky lately.
Oh, yeah. The great demon Lord Balon. Is that who you're speaking of? Absolutely.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, well, good to know his name.
Yeah. Fun, isn't it?
But yeah, no, we were just in an alley, talking about the giant.
And then he
claw
bumped
As you
into
do.
and then,
Right. Okay.
And then he came, sprinting around the corner right into one of us. So, I mean, logic would dictate that, we stop the thing that is
We got
sprinting into us.
worried.
Luffy
We're all a
looks like
bit
that-
on edge right now, I think.
Understandably
Luffy
so.
looks like she just kicked a puppy, but she also looks like the puppy that was kicked. Like,
Oh my god.
she's so remorseful.
He just shakes his head. Well, who are you?
Uh,
I presume by the look of you that you don't belong to the enemy group. Unless they've started getting...
No.
We are the ambassadors, Vanda.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Do you want our names?
Ideally, yes, that's what introductions typically are.
I am Xavier Aaron.
Lafayette.
Looks at you, Ren.
Ren looks at Bran, and then looks back at the dude, and then looks at Bran.
Brannon.
Ren.
Pleasure to meet you all. I am Master Antro, the Magister of this council. You don't look like you are from here. By that I mean this district.
Yeah, no.
Just coming to visit at a poor time?
Mist looks at herself and then looks at everyone else and she's like, really? I don't look like I come from here? She doesn't say anything though.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, we saw the fire and thought it would be a good time.
You are looking for help, were you not?
Yes.
So what's
Help
your plan?
with all of this?
We're just going to tell our plan to some people who are visitors, vacationing as we're under assault.
Do you want help, or are you just... And Ren's, like, getting offended. Like, are you looking to
Mist,
get help
Mist
out, or...
sort of drags her hand over her face and is like, alright, okay, everyone's under attack right now, and no one can get in here, is that right? Can anyone leave here?
And he's pulling you guys over to a table that's apart from everybody else, just to get out of the, area where people are walking and there's the most talking. That is right. We are currently under an extreme amount of assault, as I'm sure you can tell.
Yeah, no, the demon lord in the sky and all.
Yeah.
Do you... Was there any precursor to this? Was there any talks? Was there anything that happened that,
Oh, this morning, a big, loud, booming voice demanded that that we give it over. And when nothing happened, the dome went up and, well, he told somebody to find it. We don't know what that it is.
Huh.
Alright.
So it's something what he wants to find and doesn't want anyone to know he's looking for. Gotcha.
I think at this point, I think everyone knows he's looking for something at this point, but yeah. So we're looking for a way to close his portal.
Well, we would certainly like to help with that.
Really?
Yeah, we were gonna run headlong into it like we usually do with our problems, but hey, now we're here, and
This guy's got about a big enough head for about several million of hours, so.
Are you talking about me or Balon? I'm about to be very offended if you're talking about me.
Demon.
Okay,
Clearly I'm
good.
talking about the demon.
Listen, I can't. Right.
Right.
Well,
Tense, obviously.
you'll excuse me for being skeptical, but if we accept help from everyone who's willing to give it, we would be letting the apprentices run this sort of thing.
I mean, you sent an apprentice out to find help amidst a hail of fireballs, so what's your point?
There's a difference between
Is there? Have you
directly
actually-
contributing and running away.
well,
You could have sent him to his death for all you know.
we came all the way here, and we brought these guys. So I think it's fairly certain that we didn't just march into certain death to run away at the last minute.
It's more like it's easy to cause more harm than good when you're not experienced. But let's assume that you are. Do you know anything about closing portals?
Does Miss know anything about closing portals?
Make an Arcana check.
I mean, she's opened a number of them, but...
You know what? Ren's gonna roll an Arcana check because she's mad and she wants to know if she knows anything about
Okay.
portals.
26.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, both of you. There are 2 ways to close, or 3 ways to close a portal. Someone has to willingly. The person who opened it has to willingly close it. The structure that the portal is tied to has to be destroyed, or the person who is channeling the portal has to die.
Okay. Yeah, Mist basically says all of this.
Yeah, alright, fair. So, we are anticipating that we're going to have to assassinate the individual that's keeping the portal open, considering we can't get close enough to destroy the molten pillars that are keeping it open.
they're
You don't
molten
think that Balon is the one?
The one coming through the portal can't be the one channeling it. It has to be open from this side.
Oh. Mist,
I don't suppose there's any way for us to get outside help in here, you know, with the Lady of Pain or the Master of Portals.
Ironically enough, we haven't heard from them, so we've kind of figured we're on our own, unfortunately enough.
this is an odd question,
Uh-huh.
but have you seen any sort of, like, weird, completely flesh-like structures about anywhere?
Oh, yeah, I was wondering if anyone would mention those. Yeah, we've seen those. They seem to have little creatures that like to feed on them.
Yeah.
We've
Alright.
not really identified them, but we also don't know what we're actually up against, really. We recognize Balon, and that's about it.
So you
Okay.
haven't seen some big creepy floaty dude going around here, the Mage
lich.
District.
No, but we also haven't really been looking. Many of us have been in here
Alright.
and not
well,
out there.
If the flesh-like structures, if you've not been able to identify them, might be connected to a lich in here.
Ah, great.
Probably
And the
taking
lich
advantage.
could possibly be the one channeling the portal.
Oh no,
Oh,
we detect that. We have a good idea of who's channeling the portal. It's a matter of finding her.
Her.
Yes, her. Don't act like that's such a surprising thing. Equal opportunity mages.
No, it's not about sexism.
Like, you know.
Anyway, yes, one of the fellow councilwomen A Kenku by the name of Snada has been the one channeling the
Yeah,
portal.
Miss is like, that's why she said her. She has a look on her face like, yup. But she doesn't say anything. She's like,
Luffy looks poignantly at Mist and hopes that Mist will understand what she's trying to say to Mist, but like she's not saying anything.
Mist looks at Laffy and has she looks like she has an idea but isn't entirely sure what Laffy's trying to say without saying anything.
Luffy's eyes open a little wider.
Mist just she looks back to Master Andro and is just like, so you think that she's gone rogue, more or less?
Yeah, more or less. That's a good way of putting it.
All right. Yeah, Mist looks at the others like she's
So what was
trying
your
to
plan to
find
dispatch
me.
her?
Find her and kill her. Fairly simple. We have some scouts out looking for her now, but all attempts have been unsuccessful, and unfortunately, she's a rather powerful mage, so dispatching her will probably be a bit of a trial. What with the
circle
demons?
of magic has she reached?
Circle.
Mist looks at Laffy like.
What do you mean, circle?
It says like circles of magic. Like it's the first circle and it's the second circle. You finish the first circle, you get to the second circle.
Levels?
If that's what you want to call it.
Yes,
I'm just
spell levels. It's like, you know, kindergarten, first grade. You achieve different levels of your education. She's at the 8th.
Oh. Okay.
Mist
8th grade.
Mist kind of squints, but she doesn't say anything. Then she considers, and she's like, "So your plan is to find her and kill her, but do you have any idea why she would have done such a thing? Was she like under duress or something?"
We've no idea. We know she's been under contract with a mysterious benefactor. And that's about all we know. We don't necessarily pry into another mage's business. It's improper.
Well, all right. Do you have any idea where she might be then?
We've an idea, yes. She has... We all have our own pocket dimensions. Such as the one that you're inside of now. Places that we are comfortable and we are safe. And she certainly has one of those, and I'm more than certain that she has retreated to her own pocket.
Is there any way to find those?
Oh, yes. We know more or less where hers is. It's just a matter of getting to it. It's, inside of her shop.
Really?
Yes, really.
Sorry, I'm thinking. She looks like she's thinking, and she's just like, alright, do you need help with that?
He looks at all of you. Looks at you, Bran. Do you think you could help with that?
Possibly.
He looks at you, Ren. Do you think you could help with that?
She's taking the dog out.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear that.
Fred's taking Saint out to pee.
Okay, yeah. Ren's wandered out to make sure Saint doesn't pee all over the floor.
Oh my god.
Okay, Ren just silently nods her head, looks at you, Laffy. Can you
Yeah,
help?
of course.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, let's take your help with this, I suppose. You can't hurt us any more than we're already hurting.
Worst comes to worst, they'll die and nothing else changes.
Yeah, basically that's where I'm at right now. So, what all can you do to help? You want to go do the dirty?
I don't think now's the time for that.
He just looks at you, Laffy, and
We
Yeah.
could help deal with her. Yes.
yeah, okay.
If you could tell us a bit more about her, that would be useful. But...
Certainly. And the cellar door opens and somebody comes in, and when they come in, you hear a loud bellow, much like before, and then there's this loud explosion, like something big has hit the dome, and the person rushes in, covered in sweat, their staff is broken off at the tip, and they look at you guys, or they just look over the room and find you guys sitting with Magister Androne, walks over to you guys, kind of hobbling, and they're about to break through the barrier. We've only got a few more hours.
I wish Ren were here. I say out of character because there's something that Laffy wants to discuss, but I can't do it without the whole group.
We can take a quick break.
Okay.
And by that I
Laffy
mean-
wants to take everyone to the side for a moment,
Okay.
but she can't.
I'm gonna get some water.
I'm gonna. Should we mute the stream? Or...
Yeah, you know what? Let's actually take a real break.
Hey.
We'll be back shortly, all two of you that are watching.